Bill come back in.
And Chris, Sarah, Chris. So wait for Bill to come back and we'll pick it up. Mm-hmm.
Gary, your check is out of our hands with the city hall process.
Bill, you looking for water?
Yeah.
So it should be,
Down the hall. I'll show you.
if not this coming week, the following week.
Yeah, water fountain.
It should be cut by that, but usually it varies. Sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's 3. But we're trying to put a press on it, but, we're done. We sent it to them as approximately $2 million or so coming your way. So I know it's a little late, apologies, but we got the calculation of the 29th. We weren't able to put it in until this week, so,
Okay,
but
well, that helps.
it's the route.
Stone these guys, we already had a redo the.
I know you missed your initial deadline for that, I think, right? Was that what happened? Okay. So hopefully, it's not a monetary penalty.
But at least if it's in our account, I can say at least we've got funds. They're late.
Mitigate a little bit of the annoyance.
Well,
When you go to City Hall, you hold the envelopes, this feels a little light. Next time I come back, I break your legs.
Okay, so I guess call to order. From Albany, I'm here, and Chris Powers is here. This is the August 8th meeting, 2024. We've got Gary Nathan here from Cahoes. We've got Bill Smart here from Rensselaer, Andrew Goldie from Troy. Nobody from Waterville. Maggie is here from Green Island. Mark and Tom are here from CDRPC. Do we have anybody on Teams?
Nobody else on Teams.
Nobody on Teams. You don't have the joint venture team. I think that's all of us here. Do we want to go to the minutes from the last meeting? If people have any comments in regard to the minutes, take a look and see what you think. Any typos? Any grammar? Nothing. I think there's a mistake under project updates. Okay. What under third bullet from the last. You got Carver, work on warranty, that's okay, but right under that, Newcastle. The official preliminary engineer was received by the state. I think that's for little C. So that's the only thing that. Preliminary engineers report for little C potables project is what the engineering report went in for. Right, and as a matter of fact, that has been approved also on that. So the PER is approved and the design is proceeding. Correct. And it was already last meeting. Okay, so if we could make a correction in regard to project updates. And could I have I'll make a motion for approval as corrected. Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
Andrew, all in favor?
I
Opposed? Motion carries. Financial report, Tom White.
Okay, we've had no change in cash at this point. We're still at $4,000 in the bank. We have outstanding bills, well, they're to CDRPC for some $9,000. And we're at 92.5% total of the budget for the year. We have a little bit to add this month, which will probably take us a little bit at or over budget for the year.
Okay, our year is approaching, what's that, 2 years?
September 30th?
September 30th is year end. And I've got preliminary work from West and Co. about getting some of the information in their hands so we can start the audit. Want to finish that audit quickly so that we can get Paris done and everything else, so.
Okay, any questions about the financial report? Thank you, Tom. Vendor invoices, so we've got, some Arcadis, some Weedsy for Van Buren. The Newcastle, are some of these catch up, Tom?
I think I know we had one from Gary last month. I think these are all pretty much current, with the exception that there are a number of months old, but they're not out of the normal for 2024's fiscal year.
So we're, these, Newcastle things are the Fleet Street and,
Right.
Yes,
and did Weedsy get their waiver for their DBE stuff?
No, I'm gonna, that was something I talked to, Darcy from CM Smith about yesterday. I have to reiterate that to Brenda Lee to see where that is. I know I sent it to her quite a while ago, so I'm just gonna re-forward that, be like, hey, we need that information, so.
Yeah, cause I submit this to Paul Johnson and it doesn't have its waiver, then we might not get dispersed, so.
Okay, I'll do that today.
Question, the Cahoos invoices go, but yeah, it goes back to April of 23. Is there a reason why it's so aged?
I think we're just catching up to things we might have missed on previous board meetings, is that?
yeah,
I think that one, I know the 8/4/2023 is one that I asked for. I don't know about the other two, but yes, I mean, they are just
I think,
had not yet been submitted.
I think, I think mostly we've gotten EFC disbursements on these things. I think we're still waiting for one final payment on Bleed Street.
yes, yeah, we're still waiting on Newcastle.
Yeah, the EFC disbursement to Albany includes at least one of these invoices.
I was gonna say, well, these are on your initial list that you said, man.
I had mentioned
We
that.
might have
they're
already submitted.
pending approval of the board.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought this was in addition to it.
Now, and then I'll be sending you an additional request to cover these invoices that have already been dispersed,
Okay.
okay?
So, anyway, I guess, we want to approve these to the extent that they can be dispersed. And, as soon as the other ones can be dispersed, we'll see about getting the money if we can get that stuff approved from Van Buren Street. We can try to keep the money flowing out of EFC. So motion to pay the invoices? Bill, second? Maggie, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. EFC disbursements and reconciliations. I still haven't gotten the last disbursement request from Audubon for Beaver Creek, and that, I talked to Bill Lasavita a couple of times about it, and he seemed like it was gonna get done, but then it just isn't happening. It seemed like they didn't wanna finish up thinking that they would be paying interest on the, but I think we're very soon gonna get paperwork from EFC saying these have to go long-term because they have a maturity in March. So
Wow,
they need to be drawn down anyway.
yeah,
So I guess, I'm wondering if Mark if you wanna try to see, the mayor of Waterville came to the event. I don't know if the mayor realizes that they haven't done that disbursement, and I don't know that we've gotten money for Beaver Creek from Waterville.
It's way back, early 2023, we got some money. And that was it, and a good chunk of change, but, I did reconcile that disbursement that's pending right now. And it all ties up except for a couple small grant-related issues with hundreds of dollars. So the 115 I've got documented, and what I was planning to do is send that along to, the folks at Waterville with, this is pending, as soon as as soon as EFC releases the money, please pay over to Albany CSO. And that might be the first shot or step to take, and then follow up with, we need to get this done.
Yeah.
At higher levels.
So I'm a little disappointed because they're worried about the interest on this, but they're keeping the money that's not really supposed to be in their bank account, so.
Well, then Albany has been dispersed a piece of that engineering. That
Weston and Sampson, and we need to get that to Waterville and.
Yeah, so I'll take care of that this week, to
Yeah.
make sure that you get that.
Okay, we'll get that invoice.
Cause I think we've got Cohoes covered, that'll be Waterville, and the other disbursement was CDRPC stuff.
Okay.
For ABJBT, whomever that.
What are
pays
those
over
again?
time. Well, yeah, we don't need it. But it's, I mean, it goes into the CSO account. It's already been paid,
Okay,
right? So then it comes down to a few other things that are, prepaid, so to speak, that have not yet been dispersed or collected, but from the county, from the communities. That's another reconciling item that we need to get done. So we're again, winding down to the end of the construction now creates the cash flow issues that I've said for years. It's gonna be a lot of work.
yeah,
But the
Detail.
the good news from AFC is that the financings for each of the communities is gonna be subsidized and not market rate.
Good.
Because originally the.
That might ameliorate any interest on the banks. Maybe.
So that's good news, because the original concept was IMG money, you had to have market rate finance.
Right.
And I was begging every time I saw you see about it, and Michael Hale and was really going to bat for us, so.
Good. Yeah, Mike. He has some common sense. So,
Yeah, and our $23 million, every bit of interest that we could save is good.
mhm.
We won't really know what the interest rate's gonna be till we close, but.
Right.
But
When's the closing?
well, the maturity is in March
In March?
for all of our,
Well, maybe the interest rates will be down then if the Fed does lower the rate in September. They should be, but
it's hard to predict
see what happens.
it's hard to predict what the world's gonna be like.
Yeah,
Changes from day to day. Um, so I think there's not too much to discuss about disbursements and reconciliations. We're trying to just get cash to Cohoes for stuff that's been. So that was a little disappointing. We didn't get that moved in time for your renewal of your bands, but we'll get it.
yeah. For some reason, I had it in my head, it was gonna be next Wednesday. I thought this past Wednesday was just a meeting with the financial advisor and whatever, but it ended up not being it. It was the actual renewal of the band. Oh,
So that is EFC. We will have another Tuesday meeting with them coming up Tuesday.
Is it this coming Tuesday? Okay,
And project updates, Beaver Creek is going through its starting up pains. We've been screening for about a month and a half, and we're about to start hypochlorinating. We're gonna put chlorine in the tank next week and start adding some chlorine. Our biggest problem has been getting flow meters to work properly. We've got ISCO flow meters, and we've been having a tough time getting them calibrated and working so they're not all over the place. So, but place cleaned up for officials from various communities, and EPA and county and DEC, and all the EFC people came with blue shirts with their logo on them, and and the new interim DEC commissioner came.
Sean?
Yeah,
Or,
and of course, our congressman came. He had a few words to say.
yeah, it was on TV.
So it was good. Van Buren Street's moving along.
Yeah, we're having a good time. On Tuesday, the EFC folks made a site visit. Mark Howard was there, Mike Boudris was there. We walked around and, he was looking at the safety posters, looking at the stamps for American made, manhole covers and, yeah, we had a fun time. That was good. We're on to, we're at the end of Second Street, moving on to Jackson Street, waiting for National Grid to move the gas main between, Second and Third on Jackson. So they kind of jumped ahead. They're gonna kind of work their way back. They're supposed to be there next week. They're doing all the, sidewalk restoration right now that was required, and they're gonna pave Second Street supposedly on Tuesday. They're gonna start that process. So that'll be fun. So that's pretty much everything for there. I know the Campbell Ave, we've been talking about like the wrapping up the cross street.
Oh,
Lining.
you need plans and specs.
Yeah, so I did, our guys, the sewer crew guys did all the camera work for that last week, and I've submitted that to Darcy and Greg just so they can kind of look it over. So we're moving forward with the, plans and specs, so,
Okay,
yeah,
so CDM's on board to get that in.
very excited about it. Yeah,
Good, and you've got Arcadis working on your portables and
Yes, as a matter of fact, at 1 o'clock today, I got a 40% design meeting. They're gonna be coming over and showing me what they got so far on the Little C project. So, yeah, so we're moving on that.
did you put in for
Yes.
WFP?
So far, we got applications both on WIA and WQIB. I'm hoping we get something, see what happens. So that is status of Little C, and on Manor Avenue. We've been meeting with CHA, Mike and Seth. And that's when we decided that we actually needed to camera about 2,500 linear feet of sewer line to try to figure what the heck is going on, because it's not apparent. But when we do have storms, all of a sudden the system can't handle it and it backs up in the basements. And when you get backups that are going back 3 blocks, or something is obviously wrong. But
Are you gonna do that as a sub with CHA's contract or separately?
no, it'll be a sub to CHA's contract. So, that way we can get, the TV contractor out there quickly. And, sooner we figure out what the heck is going on, we can figure out a solution, wrap up the report and then send it in. So,
Okay, well, the storm's coming.
And depending upon who you listen to, maybe we only get half to 3/4 of an inch.
Right,
2 days ago, it was 3 inches,
right.
so. Should have been a meteorologist, I could be wrong half the time or so, and nobody says anything.
Right.
I still get paid.
Right.
It's, yeah, I don't mind that we haven't gotten hit. It's just it's kind of amazing. It's either side of us seems
Right.
that, getting worse, but let's not jinx ourselves, I guess.
Exactly, you're reading my mind, because I got enough of sinkholes because of National Grid. I don't need a storm to find out that they even caused us more problems.
I know it's, it's usually happens we get a storm, and we get multiple sinkholes,
Yes,
and then, we got people when they wonder, how could we have so many emergencies? Because we're trying to catch up on emergencies we had a month ago. Uh, that's the goal is to have less emergencies and do more
Mhm.
proactive,
Right, that would be nice.
stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, it would be.
yeah, it's not gonna happen.
No.
But it would be nice.
Like, we spend an awful lot of money on emergency repairs, but more than we spend on replacements, but it ought to go the other way around. So yeah, we put in for WIA stuff and we put in for funding applications. Mostly, we're gonna be going after the lead service
Mhm.
replacement money,
Yeah,
and for other projects that we have bill money. But we kind of missed having the WIA stuff on some of these projects last year because we didn't have all the backup yet for to apply, and this year we're looking for WIA, but some we may decide to move ahead anyway with the financings and just hope that we'll get the WIA for the long term.
Yeah, well. I don't get how they're funding some of the WIA projects either. So, one of our, we had put in, and we didn't get funding. It was one of our long-term control plan projects, and, we got the consent order, everything else, we're in the Albany pool. And it was one of these, well, yeah, you guys didn't score high enough. These, how did we not
right,
score high enough?
yeah.
And whatever.
So, anything else we need to discuss, or we're all set?
I'm all set.
Motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion.
Gary, second, Bill, all in favor? Aye. Okay, thanks, everybody, seems like, summer's going too fast there.
Yeah, I feel it was